The Biden administration has announced a new plan to help alleviate the overcrowding of migrants on the southern border of the United States. President Biden has ordered FEMA to help with the unprecedented number of unaccompanied minors.
More than 4,000 children in custody at overcrowded facilities after a 25% surge in border crossings by unaccompanied minors in the last week. President Biden deployed FEMA to handle the surge over the weekend.
New at 6, Pima County will receive more than $2 million in federal funds to cover the cost of emergency food and shelter for asylum-seeking families.
Alabama, 14 months after the storm tore through, the scars are still fresh.
Just standing here right now, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses that are still damaged, still haven't been repaired from more than a year ago.
That's right.
Why?
It's all about funding.
Funding that was denied by FEMA.
Now, for the second year in a row, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, says that its disaster fund has run out of money.
The Biden administration is reimbursing the city of El Paso, Texas, for migrant buses they're sending to New York City. And the cost is being funded with FEMA grants.
FEMA regional administrators have been meeting with city officials on site to coordinate available federal support from FEMA and other federal agencies. Funding is also available through FEMA's emergency food and shelter program to eligible local governments and non-for-profit organizations upon request.
New at 10, the city of El Paso and the Office of Emergency Management is expecting to receive $6 million in federal funds to address the migrant surge El Paso is experiencing.
The city of Atlanta is getting federal money to prepare for this. FEMA sending more than $6.8 million to the city. It's supposed to be used for providing food, shelter, and services to people who enter the U.S. through the southern border.
The city and county of Denver received $1.1 million. Compare that to New York, which has received $30 million. Chicago received $8.6 million.
Hurricane season is underway, but word comes tonight that the FEMA funds many storm victims count on may soon run out.
This year, FEMA has allocated more than $290 million to fund migrant shelters and provide health care, food, and other services.
FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell says the agency's disaster fund is running out of money.
Well, right. So FEMA has the DRF, the Disaster Recovery Fund. That's the fund that they use to reimburse all of these cities and towns and people who get individual assistance when they lose their homes. All of that money comes in. Well, FEMA has a couple $1 billion left, and they got the Hawaii disaster, they got Idalia, and we got 2 months left of hurricane season.
We do have a large agricultural workforce up there, and you did point out some are undocumented. So one of the things I always remind people is FEMA has prohibited providing financial assistance directly to undocumented people. But a child born in the U.S. is a U.S. citizen. But if we can find a child that is born in the U.S., then they can register on behalf of their family for FEMA assistance.
So just to recap, Craig, so if mixed status family, so if it's a child born in the U.S. of undocumented parents, that child can register and do it. And if not, then those people can go to NGOs.
Yes.
Last week, the federal government awarded a grant worth $39.2 million to the San Diego region as part of FEMA's Shelter and Services Program.
For the second year in a row, FEMA has run out of money before the peak of hurricane season. Right now, FEMA can only provide money for immediate needs, and lawmakers can approve more funds.
Massachusetts has secured $20 million in federal funding from FEMA to support migrant family shelter costs.
The Biden administration using FEMA funding to support undocumented migrants. How is the White House responding to that?
I mean, it's just categorically false. It is not true. It is a false statement. And look, the fact of the matter is, I think Washington Post fact checker did a piece, and the headline recently, just moments ago, not too long ago, and the headline was, "No, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use on migrants, but Trump did." I'll leave it there.